Hey, what's up everybody? This is Suburbs501 and today I want to go over what I think is the overall best build for the MK47 Mutant in patch 12.11 of Escape from Tarkov. Now, I recently went over the lowest recoil version of this build, so if you want to see that, go check out my last video. But in my opinion, I think this build shows more of how strong this weapon can be. It's much shorter than most of the best ARs in the game. It's using that 7.62 by 3.9 rounds. It has a massive 73 round magazine with keeping very low recoil and very good ergo. It is silenced. It is pretty much everything you want from a meta AR in EFT. So first off, we have the sight. Now you can use whatever sight you want to use, whatever sight you like using. I like the EOTech XPS30. Now with this patch, there was the sights rework. So sights like the PK06 are completely useless now. So I'd recommend going around to offline raids or using some of these sights on cheaper weapons to see what sights you like to use. If you like any of the hollow sights, those are still all very good sights. And then we have the Magpul M-Bus Gen 2 front and rear sights, which just give +1 ergo each. You can use whichever front and rear sights give +1 ergo. And then we're going to be using the 254mm barrel. And this is another reason I think this build is so good, because it's such a short barrel. And even with a silencer, this ends up being a really short gun, especially for fully built ARs. And then we're going to be using the AR-10 CMMG MK3 handguard. We don't have any options for the charging handle. And then for the stock, again, we're going to be using the anodized red advanced receiver extension buffer tube. Now you can use this or just the non-red version of the same buffer tube. The red one just gives some additional muzzle velocity and accuracy. It essentially comes down to use whichever one is cheaper. If the red one is same price or just a little bit more expensive, I'd recommend using that. Then we're going to be using the Magpul Mo Carbine stock. You can use whichever color you want, whichever color is cheapest. And then we're going to be having the Magpul Mo Carbine stock rubber butt pad on the back of that. And I think this is one of the best stocks in the game for a combination of recoil reduction while also having good ergonomics. Then we're going to be having our pistol grip. Now you have two options on pistol grip. You have the HK Ergo PSG-1 or the Nora Arms Grell S. Now the Grell S is technically better because it's a very slight reduction in weight, but just get whichever one is cheaper. And I think that's probably going to be the HK Ergo PSG-1 right now. So either of those are going to give the same amount of ergo, and just get whichever one is cheaper. Then for the magazine, we have some more choices with the magazine. You can just go with the normal 30 rounders if you're good at keeping your magazines loaded up. You can also go with either one of the colored US Palm mags. These have only a 1 reduction in ergo, and they have an increase in the loading speed, so you can load these very quickly. So you can use 30 rounders if you're very good at keeping them loaded, but I would still recommend going with the Pro Mag 73 round drum magazine just because of how high capacity it is. Now this is going to be a 4-tile magazine, so you're going to need specific rigs with this. It takes up a lot of space, but these are absolutely ridiculous. And this build is built with this 73 round drum in mind, because as you can see, we still have a really good ergo while using this round drum. Then we don't have an option for the upper receiver. Next up, we have our grip. We're going to be putting this on the Magpul M-Lock 4.1 inch guide. And then on that, we're going to be using the Fortis Shift Tactical Grip. Now this grip gives you a pretty big boost in ergo for a lower recoil reduction. And this is very much needed while using the 73 round drums, because we want to keep the weapon at a good usable ergo while also keeping it at lower recoil, which is what the Shift is really good at. Now this grip, if you don't have the vendor for it, has been really expensive this early in the wipe, so you might want to either hold off on buying the super expensive shift grips or just use something different, like say a RK1 in the meantime. It does give a lot less ergo, but it gives a slightly lower recoil, so it's a good alternative if the Fortis grip is way too expensive. Then we don't have any other options for the gas block. Then for our tactical device, we're going to be using the Magpul M-Lock 2.5-inch guide. You can put it wherever you want to put it. And on that, I use a D-Ball tactical laser device. This tactical device gives you all the options, gives you the flashlight, IR flashlight, laser pointers to use whichever you want. And it's not going to really be that much more expensive than any of the other tactical devices. And then we have one of the most important parts of the build, which is what makes this specific weapon very good. We have the muzzle device and silencer combination. So first we have the Sig-Sauer taper lock muzzle adapter. Then on that we have the Sig-Sauer SRD762 sound suppressor. And then on that we also have the Sig-Sauer 2-port muzzle brake. And this combination is incredibly strong. It has a massive amount of recoil reduction while also being silenced and only giving a reduction in ergo that's along the lines of all the other silencers. And overall it is a decently short silencer. There definitely are some much longer silencers out there, so you can also keep the weapon short, much easier to get through doorways and fight in closer corridors. So that is the entirety of what I think is the overall best build for the new MK47 Mutant. I think this is absolutely going to be one of the best builds in the game. I think this rifle is pretty ridiculous. 7.62, high capacity rounds. This build makes a weapon short with really good ergo and still pretty good recoil. So like I said, everything you could want out of a meta AR. So subscribe if you want to see more Escape from Tarkov videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this mutant build, and thanks for watching.
Конечно, вообще не смешал бы. Замес, что ли, хочешь? Будьте замес! Служивый на! Вон он, блядь! Вон он, сука! Да вот! А ты кепка! Вон он, сука! Вот он! А вон! Чужие прямо! Вижу врага! Блять, в укрытие! Видно! Есть. Понял! Блять, в укрытие!